It's the end of January. How is everyone? Hope everyone is sticking to their resolutions. And I'm making this video cause it feels like there is a lot of stigma against soy. And I'm kinda clickbaiting cause I didn't just decide one day to start having soy. Probably obvious, but I'm not from a Western country and come from a culture that consumes soy quite regularly. And the inspiration for this video came because of one incident at the gym. So story time. I've been working out for some time now. Always striving towards that gigaset bod. And while at the gym, I was just scrolling and looking at the different options for protein. And I came across a plant-based protein supplement. It's not something I normally go for, but it was like half the price of regular protein. Pretty good deal. And I was like contemplating whether to buy this or not. So I asked around. And somebody was like totally against the idea. And he just said that it'll give you man boobs. And then pointed me to that guy who allegedly took soy protein and had like weird nipples. And a couple of things wrong with what he said. Man boobs and Zyno aren't the same, and the guy he pointed at was clearly on steroids. But it got me thinking, how did this misconception of soy make its way here from the other part of the world? Cause I don't know if the guy knew we have soy all the time. Not just in the form of tofu, but the hardcore soy, a bean, whole. And no, all of us don't have man boobs, if that was what you were wondering. But still, it's better to do some research before committing to something. And I found some interesting things. Shout out to Biolane. So plant protein from sources like beans and stuff are pretty good. They don't have all the essential amino acids, but foods like potatoes will help. And plant protein is basically 80% as good as regular protein from like milk or meat. But the problem is that protein is hard to extract as it is tightly packed in the legume. So a portion of it will just pass through your body. So it will be nearly impossible to get the necessary amount of protein needed to build muscle without overeating. But plant protein isolates solve all these problems. So if you are trying to build muscle using only plant-based protein, it is possible. Using a blend of different plant proteins essentially solves the amino acid problem, and the protein company will add more essential and non-essential amino acids to get the best results. Of course, check with your protein provider and do your own research. And yeah, also multiple research has been done to disapprove the whole estrogen thing, so don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna take plant protein cause it is cheaper than regular protein, and I don't care about like the maybe 10% differences cause I'm not a professional bodybuilder. But this whole incident got me thinking about how the popular sentiments of the West just travel and misinformation gets spread. Like, look at this.
Spam, that's a way to get into anybody's heart, right?
You ready?
I'm ready.
You want to do the honors?
Sure. Oh.
It knows.
It does smell like bacon though.
That's the thing with Spam. You gotta wean it out a little bit.
It's very cuttable.
So it's always like sort of stored in its own congealed fat, which is very fun.
Go.
How is it?
But it is a salt slam in your face.
It tastes like ham, but they did the chewing for you.
Do you like it?
No, I'm regretting this.
I would like some.
That's not how you eat spam. You cook spam. There is probably no culture in the world that eats raw spam. So why, how, like the bare minimum of research? It is an old video, but this kind of race-based ignorance is rampant. Like the whole MSG thing. MSG is like pretty safe. I mean, it's like salt, so you can have too much of it, but
birth a child in the womb, if the mother, pregnant mother, has a lot of MSG food, eats Chinese and eats this other stuff, that child will have permanent impairment of the brain, according to some of these studies, and will grow up like 10 years old, stupid, not to mention fat.
And I find this stuff so funny. Look at this. There is no such thing as an Indian beef samosa. I found a couple of Indian restaurants online that sold beef samosas. Like 50% of India is vegetarian and they literally worship cows. Beef samosas do exist in like the Middle Eastern countries and some parts of Africa. So you just don't have to brand it as an Indian beef samosa. Indian food is just so misunderstood and it's oftentimes boiled into just a couple of dishes. So much so that a Try Guys tried Indian food for the first time twice. Every food from other cultures kind of gets Americanized, which is usually bigger, greasier, and meatier. In places like LA, there's a health kick going on, and a lot of people are switching to a healthier diet. People eat less meat and go vegan. But I love that the first thing America does to capitalize on this trend is to make a vegan cheeseburger. Like, it's fine, whatever, right? America is like a melting pot of different cultures, but only foods that get popular are the ones with meat. There are foods that have been developed through centuries, knowledge from surviving famines, and living in an agricultural-based culture where cattle were scarce. There are multiple recipes that can be used today, but we are only interested in making a vegan steak. And yeah, I thought maybe that soy also had a bad reputation because it was mostly agriculturists eating them, but I couldn't really find anything. So what I want to say through this video is stock up on plant protein.